Well, a father and son from Sioux Falls recently did something special. They visited every single Major League Baseball park in the country together. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, I share their experiences and how the adventure of a lifetime got started. Richard Kirkner is a baseball fan. His love of the game started as a kid growing up on a farm near Canastota.
When I was a kid, it was one of the few things we had to do.
It's a passion he's passed on to his sons.
Mom and Dad would always take me and my brother to Twins games in the Metrodome. I remember going to the old Met Stadium with them when I was really little.
Decades later, Eric Kirkner and his dad can say they've done something very special. They've been to games in all 30 Major League Baseball parks.
My brother was watching the game in Phoenix and saw us on TV.
A goal that started 10 years ago. Eric travels a lot for his job and was on the East Coast. His dad had mentioned that he always wanted to see Fenway Park in Boston.
Well, the next year I went out again. I'm like, okay, I got one scheduled. Why don't we, go to the game? I said, well, heck, let's just do all of them on the East Coast.
And then from there on, we just kept going. Took in 5 or 6 different teams every year for 5 years in a row.
Seeing a bunch of games in a row seems easy, but it's a lot more complicated than it sounds on the surface.
Quite a bit of planning involved in that, because in order to make the loop or to take in 5 or 6 teams in a week's time, they all have to be playing games at home, of course.
These guys are experts when it comes to major league venues. They've even experienced ballparks that are no longer standing.
Not only the 30 stadiums I've been to with one son or the other, I've been to 2 different Atlanta stadiums, 2 different Milwaukee stadiums, 2 different Yankee stadiums, and 3 Minnesota stadiums. So we've been to a few games.
The tour of all 30 ballparks also gave father and son a chance to tour the country between games, from the Space Needle in Seattle to Niagara Falls in New York.
It was approximately 19,783 miles that we traveled by planes, trains, automobiles.
At their 30th and final ballpark in Seattle, Richard's grandson arranged to have their names plastered on the scoreboard, congratulating them for watching a game at every Major League Baseball stadium. He wanted to make it a surprise, but it didn't quite work out that way.
And he said, I didn't want you to miss it by going up and going to the bathroom or whatever. So I figured I better tell you, you're at the 5th inning, your names are going to be on the scoreboard. That was just awesome.
It was just very emotional, I guess, because it was something that Dad and I had done together.
Richard says a friend asked him what it cost to visit all the stadiums. He says he told him it doesn't matter because the experience was priceless.
It was amazing. It was something I'll never forget. You can't replace memories like that.
Can't say enough about him. I just love the time that we've had together.
Eric is now on a quest with his own sons to see games at all 30 Major League ballparks, a family tradition born out of Richard's love for the game. Now, Richard says he looks forward to going to more games with his grandsons. You might think he'd be a Minnesota Twins fan, but the Twins weren't even in Minnesota yet when Richard was a kid on the family farm. So he listened to the San Francisco Giants games on the radio, and he's been a diehard fan ever since.